Is this world real? It is so difficult to judge, understand, and explain. What is real? Anything which we can see, touch, experience using our senses becomes real for us. It is ultimately our mind which processes various signals by sense organs, tries to decode or assign a meaning to these based on previous memories and logic, and define the reality of my world. Hence, anything which mind can experience becomes real. It needs not to exist. That's why movies, serials become so real for most of us that we feel the emotions like real life. We start living the life of those characters, connect emotionally with them so closely. That's why we can experience depth and miles of distance on a 2D TV screen when it actually cannot have depth or distance, because our senses and hence the mind is telling us that there is depth, distance. That's why, on a particular day, we don't like our favorite food because it becomes tasteless, which could be due to sickness, and our tongue and hence the mind is making us not to like that taste. That's why just by wearing a concave glasses, your eyes changes the reality and shows you something else. Our world is created by our senses and its interpretation by our mind. Mind works on the past impressions and its capability to logically interpret and relate the new information with that to make sense of this. Hence, it is we who creates our reality. So what is real? Whatever we are seeing, tasting, touching, smelling, hearing, experiencing, is that real? If it is only what sense organs can collect and mind can interpret, then anything can be real as long as senses and mind are getting that data. It really needs not to exist, like our experiences, fear, emotions in a 3D movie theater, or while using an AR headset. In this world or matrix, every object is set up to give a specific reaction or feel or data to our senses and mind in a specific kind of situation or time. That is what creates the reality for us. Our reality can be very different than person sitting next to me, depending upon how her sense organs and mind is operating. Objects are bound to act similarly for sense experiences, as these are governed by the law of matrix. The dynamic factor is how refined one's senses and mind is, as that is what finally creates the reality. Hence, it is we who creates our reality. So what is real? In context of the simulated reality like the Matrix, anything our senses perceive and we experience feels authentic. However, what constitutes true reality beyond this simulation? Do you know? If yes, please share in comments.